Hi everybody, today we are using fresh elderberries and we're going to make a pie. So this is what they look like. Basically I just have been rolling them in between my fingers to get them off of the stems here. And then we're going to bring the pot in the house and get it up to a boil. Add some brown sugar until it's sweet enough. I've not worked with elderberries before, but I was told that they're very, very bitter, and so they do need to be sweetened. And so a friend who lives nearby gave me access to a beautiful elderberry bush, and I got, by the time we're done here, this is going to be about, I don't know, 2/3 of a gallon of berries. So thank you very much. Very, very nice that they have shared the berries with us. And so far I've been pretty good about keeping stems out of there. But basically the pie will be kind of like the filling, be kind of like a jam almost, I think, by the time we're done. I don't know that these berries will, they're like the size of peppercorns, that they would actually hold up in structure, so I'm assuming it's going to be more like a jelly type of a filling in the pie, which is fine. So I'm curious to see what it tastes like. With a lot of tart berries, I would add lemon juice with the sugar, but I don't know if I would want to do that with these or not. So we'll experiment. When they're on the stovetop cooking, we'll do a little taste for sweetness, and we'll decide if we need anything else in there. Hope you're having a good day. So far, let's see, what did I do today? I drove about 20 minutes 5 times to pick up 5 cords of wood, so 1 cord fits in the back of the pickup bed. So 5 trips, and brought those home and got them all stacked up in the garage where they stay until we're ready to use them. The heat source is wood, so it's all house is heated with wood. And I guess if I had to say, probably start burning wood in early November, late October, and goes all the way through about the middle of May. So the nights in May can be really cold here. I don't know, we probably use 12 face cords throughout the winter, I guess. Maybe a little more. It depends. Last year was really cold. The year before, a couple of years ago, really wasn't that bad at all. It was kind of a mild winter. Still cold, but not really bad. Aren't those pretty though? spent some time yesterday cleaning up the fallen apples off of the ground. It wasn't a really good year for the transparent apples. They're usually ready in the middle or late part of July. We did get some, just not a lot. And one of the two trees is really completely bare. There's really not even any leaves on it, so it's obviously in distress. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I'm going to cut it back this fall and see if maybe it'll come back to life next spring. We have two red apple trees, and those are producing not a lot. There's some apples, but it'll still be 3 or 4 weeks before the apples are red and ready. But they do fall on the ground in the wind, so I've been out there sort of picking those up and tossing them so that we can mow the lawn under it. The pear tree is doing really well. There are a lot of pears this year. They're smaller, but there's a lot of pears, so when those are ready, that should be nice. Tomatoes are doing good. I've been bringing in about 2 cups of cherry tomatoes every night, or every other night, depending on when I'm thinking about it. And we get 6 to 8 or 10 of the other tomatoes every couple days. There's a lot of tomatoes out there. There's 3 different kinds. So, golden cherry tomatoes, a smaller red tomato. It's about the size of what would it be? Not as big as a baseball, but I don't know. It's not a very big tomato. They're bigger than a golf ball, smaller than a baseball. But there. So those should be enough to make a pie. I might have a little bit left that I can put in a dish as sort of jam on toast. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. There aren't a lot of stems pieces in there, so alright, let's go inside and we'll get that going on the stovetop and see what we can do with it. Okay, we are back in the kitchen now, and I'm going to go ahead and make the pie crust. Cheers. I'm having some coffee. That's really good. So, 2 big cups of all-purpose flour and a little bit. And then we need some butter, and do about a stick and a half of butter. Elderberries are on the stovetop. They are on about medium heat, and I added maybe half a cup of water, because I just wanted to make sure they had enough moisture to get started before they start releasing their own juice. There's 1 cup of butter. I'm just going to step away for a sec and stir those. Okay, let's see now. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank about my pie crust. I always make the same crust, but I somehow am doubting that I use a stick and a half of butter, but I think I do. So that's what we're going to do. It can't hurt it, that's for sure. There, that'll be. And the butter is salted, so I'm not going to add any salt. And I do add some water though. And we get this. I just want to be able to put this in the fridge for about a half hour after I get it all together. And we will find a piece of saran wrap here. We'll get our saran wrap ready. Because once it comes together, I place it on a piece of saran wrap and wrap it and put it in the fridge. Okay. Hands are clean. Let's see, do I want a little more water? Maybe. So let's get that ready. But we'll start just pressing the butter into the flour. All right, a little more water. Whoops. Earthquake. Let me just quickly stir those again. It's probably been 20 years since I've had elderberry pie, and I believe I've only had it once in my life. Along with gooseberry pie, I've only had that once, and that was also years ago. But I don't see gooseberries, so I don't have a chance to work with them. That might be fun to get I was thinking about getting an elderberry plant and get that outside so I can have my own, and but maybe get some, I don't know what a gooseberry bush looks like. Probably, I'm assuming it would Be similar to a blueberry bush? I don't know. That might be fun to have also. Okay, so we'll get that in our syringe. There's the purple from the elderberries. And we'll just refrigerate this and continue cooking the berries. Okay, so I've moved over to the stove where I can start adding sugar. These are now releasing a nice fragrance, and their juices almost smells like very herbal. It smells like flowers. Oh, maybe like a, I don't know, it smells almost like a little bit like a lily and then herbs. Very, very nice. Very nice. So let's get that going there. Cook that down. And we're going to add our brown sugar. I'll just start with about, I don't know, a cup. And we'll see if we need more. Oh yeah, they're releasing a lot of juice now, so I'm gonna be adding, I guess, flour to this to thicken it. Let's let it cook down a little bit, and I'll come back with you. Okay, hello again. I'm going to test the elderberries for sugar. Let's see. Okay. Some more sugar. So I guess that's probably another cup. And I don't think I'll add the lemon juice. It tastes sweet, but also a little bit herbal and a little bit sour. So now that I've added some sugar, I think that'll balance the bitterness, the sour. And I'm going to add a little bit of flour. Just to thicken it up a little bit. I'm basically just pretending that these are blueberries because this is how I would do. This is how I would do blueberries. And I'll take the heat off. Let's taste that again. Ooh, wow. Okay. I think that's good. We should, yeah, that's good. Let's roll our pie crust out. Yeah, that'll be good. And we will get our pie shell ready. Okay, we have some flour to work with. And our pie crust dough, we're going to cut that in half. Okay, that should be good. And we'll put that in our pie plate. Okay. And we'll get our second pie crust ready. All right. You notice how in my pie dough you can see the chunks of butter? That's what I like. I like it that way because it kind of turns out like croissant type of texture. let's see if that's probably big enough. Oh yeah, that'll be big enough. So let's say put that over here for a minute, and just going to clear this off enough so I can put the pie plate there. Okay, and let us get the yummy elderberry. Just leave that there for 1 second. Now that's probably enough, and we have as much equal amount left, so we will do something with that. But let's get our top crust on. And I just roll and pinch. Oops. That's all right. We need vent holes anyway. There. So let's say we do a little bit of venting. There we go. And maybe we will just hit the edge a little. And there we go. Beautiful. So that's going to go in the oven, 400 degrees, and until the crust looks beautiful. Well, it usually takes 40 minutes or so, so I'll come back and show you what it looks like when we're done. I think what I'll do is, with the remaining elderberry, is let it cool down a little bit, and then I'll put it in a, gosh, maybe probably use that on toast. I'll take a little bit of it in a mason jar for the fridge for jam, and then I'll put the rest of it in the freezer for maybe I could get another small pie out of it. Okay, so I'll talk to you soon once the pie is out of the oven. Thanks for hanging out with me, and be kind, say hi to someone, and yeah, have a nice evening. Bye for now.